Hey everybody, it's been a little while, hasn't it? And we thought it was about time I got back on the camera and gave you a bit of an update as to where we are, what's happening in Tyler Towers, what's happening in the Willow Tree, what's happening with my health. And so we're in April. It's April the 3rd. We have the most beautiful, breathtaking spring day today. We have sunshine. Sitting in the sun is actually quite warm. The wind chimes will be playing an accompaniment to this video. I cut the grass. It's the first time I've cut the grass this year. The first cut of the year. Feels like it's got to be spring. So it's good timing to get on here and see how you all are, and to I guess fill you in a bit on the last few months and perhaps a bit about why I've been a little quieter. And I guess that acknowledgement of, this cancer journey that we still walk. We're 15 months 16 months down the line now, 15 months. Some days it feels like a lifetime, some days it feels a little blurry, like it's still all very new to us. So look, how are you? How's 2023 for you? What's it full of? What's it bringing you? What are you bringing to the year? Okay, so where are we? I'm resistant to making this a 27-minute video. 26 minutes feels more doable. Willow Tree is a good place to start. We smashed 100k on our charity funds, which, I don't know how that stacks up, but I think in our world of managing recovery and healing and all that we've had going on, 100k is pretty good. So we're delighted and we're thrilled with that. It's incredible because it allows us to do more things. We met a very lovely man a few months ago. I think it was before Christmas. It was a man called Simon Pullen, and he is connected with the Raymond Trust, and they are a charitable trust that give money out to organisations and people and other charities who are doing good work. And he saw something in us. He has a connection with cancer himself, and through his wife and her health. So he felt very moved and touched by what we were doing. We had some good calls. We talked about what we wanted to do with the Healing Sanctuary, our grant scheme for giving out to people quarterly, giving out to families and individuals, and also the choir. Anyway, they've had various meetings and conversations within the Raymond Trust, and about a month or so ago they told us that they wanted to support us. So they've given us the first quarter this year for us to be able to give grants out to families, which is about £15,000, which is amazing. So it means we can do our first round of 2023 grant funding. So applications are open for that. We'll pop the link in the comments if you're watching this online, or the link is easy to find on the website. If you know someone that wants to put in an application and receive some funding if they are going through some form of blood cancer, living with some form of blood cancer. So that's incredible. And they also agreed to fund the choir for the first year. I don't know if they'll give us anything beyond this. They might do, and who knows. And for now, I am grateful to the Raymond Trust and to Simon for being cheerleaders to us and allowing us to run the choir for free for a year, free for our people, which I have to say is going really well. We probably met about 5 times as a choir, and we're just kind of finding a bit of a rhythm. We had some challenges around venue, but now we start to find a rhythm again when we come back in a couple of weeks, and we're starting to work on some material, we're starting to make nice sound. People are feeling, there feels like there's some little bonds and connections and tendrils that are going out in this group, which is just what we hoped it would be. So that's amazing. We've got 100k, we've got money to give out for grants for this quarter. The choir's funded, the choir's up and running. So really there's a lot going on in the Willow Tree that just feels really good work. And there are still people donating money that we don't know. If you are one of them, thank you so much. I don't know how you found us, but thank you for believing in what we're doing and thinking that we are doing something valuable enough. I know that, you know, we're living in such testing times for people, aren't we? It's just what life is costing us, and I mean financially costing us, but emotionally and psychologically costing us. When people choose to give their energy to another, or their time, or their kindness, or their money, I think it becomes even more meaningful, because that currency feels much richer than perhaps it ever has done. So I have a lot of gratitude. I have a lot of things and people to be grateful for. In the last few months, we've lost people. We've lost people who are part of the Willow Tree group. People in the Willow Tree group have lost relatives. We've lost some family members ourselves. Excuse me. And we have more people in our life who are now, well, struggling in so many ways, and struggling with cancer. So it's still very close to home for us. And I guess we set up a charity and a group and a community that we know is going to have people joining, and we're also going to have people leaving because perhaps they are well and then they feel that they can move on and they don't need the group anymore. And we will also lose people because they will pass. And that takes some coming to terms with, I think, that sense of loss, that sense of we have new members in our group and then we lose some people, and just loss and grief sit very firmly in my heart. And I've talked about it in videos before, and I still have a heaviness, a grief that continues to have some life force channeled to it. What we did do at the end of last year, Kelly and I, for the charity, we found another charitable organisation that plants trees up in the Highlands of Scotland, and you can commit to plant a tree, or you can plant an entire forest if you wanted to, on a per tree basis. And what we decided we would do is we would plant a tree in honour and memory of everyone who is in our life and in the Willow Tree group and in our community. When they pass, that we would plant a tree for them. So we've been doing that, and we'll also pop the link in so that you can see, and maybe you want to plant a tree for someone that you have lost. So that feels the tree has a very strong theme in our life, and trees and forest and woodland and all that they symbolize. And of course the willow tree is meaningful to us. So planting a tree and leaving a lasting legacy for the people in our community and our family and those that we lose feels a really good thing to do. Feels a really good thing. So my health has been, I kind of think that's why I've been a bit quiet. So I felt like I did pretty well after the stem cell transplant when I was unleashed to the world, which was about October, beginning of October. and then I started maintenance treatment, a drug called rituximab, which I go in for every 8 weeks. And basically what that does is obliterate my immunity, which wasn't good when I started the treatment, and now is much worse. So of course it makes me very susceptible to infections. And I've had, just before Christmas, I had another UTI, pain in my groin, pain in my gut, discomfort. I had a night sweat or two, just a few things that were like, oh, fucking hell, here we go. They sent me for some scans, which came back as clear. And after Christmas, I picked up a chest infection. But as a household, we'd done amazingly well, Kelly, Mia, and I, to not get any bugs. When it seemed like the rest of the world had bugs and coughs, we didn't have any. And after Christmas, probably about 8 or 9 weeks ago, I picked up a chest infection, and my temperature went up, and we have a 24-hour oncology team, and we rang them at St George's, and they said, we think he needs to come in. This was a Sunday night. Incredible care and treatment at St George's, and they kept me in for a day or two. I can't remember, a day or two. Gave me antibiotics, IV antibiotics, gave me antibiotics to take home, and then I've been on a run of more antibiotics. I did about 3 or 4 courses. I'm still coughing. It still is a little bit rattly on my chest. And then about 3 weeks ago, I got COVID, and Kelly got COVID. Mia avoided COVID, which is great. But the COVID has kind of knocked my body again. I still have a cough. I'm COVID free, but I'm pretty tired. And it meant I had to defer my maintenance treatment, which was going to be yesterday. And then last week, my oncology team saw me and said, you're still not well enough for maintenance, so we're deferring you again for another couple of weeks. But it's just taking a very long time to recover. And I've done a lot today. I've cut the grass, and I've washed the car, and I've built a little step for our creative room, pottery room. It's a little step. I mean, it's really rubbish, but it's a step that gets us in, and it's gets rid of the manky old one that was there before. The first bit of probably joining wood together that I've done since I was about 9. Yes, exactly, 9. So I've done a lot today, and I'm whacked out. And some days I do seemingly nothing, and I'm just as whacked out, sometimes more whacked out. So I will have to see how. I mean, maintenance is important, because really it's about keeping mantle cell is incurable, and this treatment is about keeping it at bay. I mean, we're doing a load of other stuff, as you've known for a year. We've been doing a lot to keep my body as well as we can, and this system and this environment, an environment in which cancer cannot live. So we're doing a lot, and still my body feels very splintered and battered. Cold has been a real problem over the winter for me, just struggling to be warm at any point. The peripheral neuropathy in my feet is a big problem, is painful. I've talked about my hearing issues and tinnitus, which are all due to the platinum-based chemo drug I had called cisplatin. And I saw an ENT specialist who said that my hearing is about 65% reduced in my left ear from where it should be, and about 35% in my right ear from where it should be. So we're going to try a little bit of medication to see if we can send a little bit of extra blood there and see if that helps. But he wasn't very hopeful, and really his way through was hearing aids, which I am going to resist to the very bitter end. So health-wise, I mean, people see me and go, my God, you look so well. Look how well you look. How could you possibly have been ill? And it's this invisible illness that people now really don't see. And even Kelly and Mia see the days where I'm tired, see me coughing, or see me just feeling a bit rough. no one really sees it other than what I see. And I think my quietness in part has been, I just have felt like hibernating. A winter of hibernation anyway, I guess, is understandable, but I feel like I just haven't wanted to talk. You know what, I really haven't wanted to film a video. I feel my heart and mind have days where they are very heavy loads to bear, and yeah, I just haven't wanted to do it. And then I didn't want to do it because it was an obligation. Excuse me. I didn't want to do it because it was an obligation. I wanted to do it because I wanted to do it, and I haven't wanted to do it, people. So yeah, I mean, look, we're kind of finding our way. We're finding our way through life. What this new version of life might be like. I'm enjoying writing. There's a new book, which is maybe 70% done, called As a Kite Falls, and it is a voyage through descent. And I'm using haiku, which is the Japanese 17-syllable form of poetry, as a way of helping me tell my story of this last 14-15 months of descent. So that book is coming together very nicely, and it feels like it's going to be a thing of beauty, and I feel in my heart it's the book to write now. I've looked at hybrid publishing, which I may still do, and something tells me in my heart I need to hold out for a literary agent and get a traditional publishing deal. I don't know why. I keep coming back to it slows up the process, and it feels the right thing to do. So if you know any literary agents that that support well, I was going to say new writers, but I've already published a book, but new writers in a very different realm, I guess. I suppose this falls a bit into memoir. So the book, the pottery, I've started playing around with pottery. I am loving my little foray into pottery. I'm going to make cups and bowls and vases and big pasta bowls. I want to make things. I want to make things with my hands. I want to have a very single point of focus. So yeah, so it feels like I'm starting to find more things that make my heart sing. I'll tell you more about the book when we get closer to what the next steps are. At the moment, I'm just focusing on writing. Kelly is busy propping us up in so many ways, as Kelly does, and is also managing some of our own stuff in life, which is again continues to test her and us as a family, and so there's lots going on. Kelly's world is full, and I think maybe we're starting to think about what next in our life. Mia will be going to university in September. What then? Where? Alpacas. I want alpacas. Kelly wants alpacas too. Chickens and a turkey. Royston's listening. We want Royston too, but he's listening. He has never met an alpaca. It's basically Royston with very long legs. So we're kind of thinking, and spring is here, and just the warmer days feel as though they're good for us. Mia is locked away in her room. I don't know what she looks like. She's revising for her A-levels, which start in 5 weeks? 6 weeks? 6 weeks, maybe? Yeah. So it's a busy time for her. She's getting out to see some friends and do some nice things, a few nice things over Easter. with her pals, and she's a cool driver. She's doing very well with her driving. I'm very proud of her driving. So that's probably the update from Tyler Towers. Kelly will probably say I've missed some things out, and I am sure that I have. As ever, we continue to be supported and cared for, and kind people around us in our road, in our community, people that appear seemingly out of nowhere and just are good in our life, are wholesome. So there we go, there's an update. I hope the next one won't be another 4 months. I hope over the coming weeks and months I will start to feel a little bit better. I do still have hair, just it's short. I had it cut short again, and now I'm moaning that it's too short, so I keep the hat on. That's me over and out for today. I send you a lot of love, and if you got through this, thank you very much. Thank you for giving a shit about us and our story. And hey, if we can do anything at all, Kelly, me, Mia, Royston, to support you or help you at the point that you're at in your life, then let us know. And similarly, if it's to do with cancer and the Willow Tree can support you in some way, it's you or it's someone else in your life, let us know. And in whatever way you help and support us, thank you. It's words. I would struggle to put into words what that means. A lot of spring love and light and joy and sunshine and energy. Okay. Take care. See you all soon. Bye.